Happy Saturday, y'all, and greetings from Great Bridge one more day. It's day 27 of Walk with Winston, and I'm here at Oak Grove Park for one more day. Heading to the beach today, down to the Outer Banks in Kitty Hawk, and going to enjoy a few days with Dad in celebrating his 82nd birthday. So, really excited to be doing that. This morning I was thinking about the concept of time and how we can make time stand still, particularly as we're going through our transformation. So have you ever noticed how time is such an elastic concept? It's, sometimes when we are bored or challenged, time just seems to drag on forever. And there are other times when we're in flow that time just goes by just like that. I have been a person who has been very future oriented typically. I like to plan and strategize and think ahead and to imagine my future, or I can stay very much in a mindset of living in the past and being nostalgic or whatever else. Have you noticed how difficult it is to be in the present? At least it is for me. Hard to be present and be in the moment. So many distractions in our world today with swiping phones and looking at apps and it's just it's so challenging to be in the present. Old adage I've heard one time is I'm going to try to clean it up for the family here. We can have one day in the past, 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, and we can waste the present. I'm going to get you out of the sun right behind my head here. So it's so easy to just not be present and not be mindful. So this morning I was watching a video before I came over for my walk that talked about the elasticity of time and how time is a construct of our own imagination. And so if we're feeling overwhelmed or challenged with time, James Wedmore would challenge us to really look at the stories we have about the construct of time and whether they're really serving us in our transformational journey. Ooh, that sun is bright. You're going to get that halo effect behind my head. Let me try it this way. And so one of the things I am challenged myself with is not making the time for things that are important in my life. So I'll tell you a story of regret in my life that if I had a chance to do it over again, I would do it. Now that's an interesting phrase. If I had the chance to do it over again. Well, so here's the story, and then I'll tell you the moral to the story. So a number of years ago, my dad retired from the school system. And he is a guy who is beloved by many. He has this personality that just draws people to him. And he was responsible for training all of the school bus drivers in our little town in Virginia. And so over the years of him doing that job, he had made so many friends. And so when it was time for him to retire from the school system, they had a big event for him. And there was hundreds of people in the room. The superintendent, my dad's bosses, everyone were there to pay tribute to him and what he had been doing in his career. And it was almost like this. It was almost like the movie, which starred Richard Dreyfuss, where he was the music teacher, and I'm forgetting the name of the movie right now. So maybe someone will put it in the comments and we'll remember. But everybody in that room could point to my dad and how he changed their lives. But there was one person who was missing from that event. Someone that was really important to him. And it was me. I was so wrapped up into my work and so wrapped up into my living my life that I didn't make the trip 700 miles away to be at my dad's retirement party. And when I saw the videos and when I saw the pictures later, I just felt this pit in the depth of my stomach about how I had missed an opportunity to create a memory of a lifetime for him and for me. So that's a regret from my past. But as I think about, and so when I think of the concept of if I could go back in time, I would do something different. The concept that's something I can't do something about is wrong. I have now rededicated my life and reordered my life so that I'm spending great quality time with my dad and my sister and with the people I love. And so the one thing I would say about our transformation is the lesson I'm learning as I'm getting older is that we make time for things that matter. I learned that lesson the hard way with my dad's retirement. And my encouragement to you today is whatever the transformation you're going through in your life, whatever you cherish, whatever you love, whatever you value, the only thing we don't, we can make a ton of money. I can lose and gain lots of money. I can lose and gain lots of accomplishments and achievements in my life. But what I can't gain back is the precious present. And so it's a gift. I love the wordplay of presence, and how much they're a gift for us. So how do you make time for what matters? It's an intentional choice. And so I urge you not to live your life with regrets, but take the chance to carve out the time right now at the present. Tomorrow is a vapor. Yesterday's a vapor. But what's real is what's going on right now. So I urge you to hug the people you love and make an outreach call to somebody today. I was just reminded, just as I was starting this video, of a chance call that I made to a friend 2 years ago. He'd been on hard times. He'd lost everything and was rebuilding his life. He had just gotten a great new job. He had moved into a wonderful new place. He had just gotten a vehicle, and he had lost everything 2 years before. And as he was coming out of that pit, I had the privilege of baptizing him. And so I'd moved from Cincinnati to Tampa, and I'd lost track of him for a while. And so one Saturday morning about this time, I called him up. I said, "Hey Martin, how you doing?" And we had a great conversation. I had found out about all these wonderful changes in his life and how his life had dramatically turned around from where it had been just a few years before. And I just felt prompted to call him, just out of the blue. So I called him. We had a great conversation. I hung up from the day and just kind of began my day and just reflected on our friendship and how much we'd grown together. And I found out a couple days later that the next day he had passed away from a heart attack. If that's not a reminder of how precious the present is, I can't think of one. Thanks, Dan. I love him too. So my encouragement to all of us today is to make time for the things that matter. Time is precious and life is precious. Our transformation will happen we can count on it if we take daily actions. But right now is the only thing we have control over. We can't undo the past. The future is a vapor. And what we can do is enjoy life and be present today. So hug the people you love and make sure you make time for someone today. And maybe that's making time for yourself and self-care too. So with that, I won't see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sabbath day. Going to take a day away from social media, and I will see you again on Monday from the Outer Banks. Have a great day, y'all.